What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. A lot of things going on this show tonight, especially as we go into Slammiversary soon. A lot more clues being set on the table for who is coming back this return, or whoever is coming back at Slammiversary, but some clues were set up on the table tonight. But we do kick it off, though, with the tag team titles on the line between the North and the Rascals. Very good match to kick off the show, I will say that. Really good, I should say, too. You know, both of these teams work really well together. I will say that. And like I said, it's a very good match. I did like, especially with what Paige throwing Dez outside of the ring. Wentz pretty much kicking him right after. He pretty much did like a springboard off of the ropes, which I believe he was trying to take Josh Alexander down with, but Josh Alexander ended up crouching him onto the ropes. Then after that, pretty much putting him into the torture rack, setting him up for the finisher. The Norse finisher. I forget what the finisher name is called. You know, I've said it before, but all it's kind of blank to me. I just know it's that burning hammer power slam move they do. It's a really cool move. I've always said too, but it's just right now the finisher is just blank in my head, so I don't really remember it right off the bat right now and whatnot. But it's a great finisher, and ended up beating the Rascals, which they said before, like the 17th, probably 18th time they beat them. Still, and it was clean too, so they didn't really take any heel tactics also to win this match. North ended up getting a very clean win, but it was a very good match to kick off the show with the North still retaining tag team titles. But as they went to the back and were trying to celebrate, it found out nobody was there watching the match. There was this one dude there that was watching, which Josh Alexander said, who asked you. Paige pretty much says, leave him alone, this guy's an idiot. And, he said that the locker room was dumb because nobody didn't watch their match. So I guess they expected some big, applause out of the gorilla, but no one was there to actually watch their match tonight. But they went to Josh Matthews and Madison Rayne pretty much going over the show tonight, but they had breaking news, which once again, Trey Miguel was attacked, left on the ground. The Rascals showed up. Basically, they thought Reno Scum did this now, so they went after them. Then they think they did it. So once again, Trey is attacked, and now we get to the mystery who attacked Trey again on the ground. I think I was about to say something else. So who is his mystery attacker, though? They then went to Jimmy Jacobs, who was trying to interview Ace Austin about it, saying that Ace was a prime suspect. And he got mad and said, why do you all keep trying to blame me and everything? Why'd you talk to Elgin or Sammy Callahan or Hernandez? They may have done it because he had nothing to do with this. Next thing you know, Eddie Edwards tried to attack him, but he had to, security hold him back, saying, I know you did it. Ace, you attacked Trey, so he blames him for it. Next up, we got Kimberly versus Nevaeh. One thing to point out from this match is that Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan were at ringside in chairs, pretty much having popcorn and whatnot, even their own side, saying the Boricua Badass and what the One True Flame, I believe, was, period. This was a good match between Nevaeh and Kimberly. Not bad, I will say that. Nevaeh ended up winning with a DDT. Pretty much after that, she tried to argue with Tasha and Kiera. Her and Havoc got into an argument. They ended up throwing popcorn at them before they ran off then. So, yes, Nevaeh getting the win right here. Like I said, a lot of women tag teams you got on this show nowadays. They've been signing a lot of these women. I know usually it was due to the pandemic that's still going on right now, but, with a lot of these travel restrictions and whatnot being eased, I think, in Canada, whatnot, a lot of women that have not been on the show have been back now, so we've seen more of them come back. So you got a pretty good women's roster right now, which we'll get a little bit more into later. But could tag titles come in the future for this? I'm still not sure yet. They then went to the North, who were still, I guess, went back to security, and I think Reno Scum, who were on the iPad watching Ken Shamrock matches, but Paige ended up getting mad. They still tried to promote the Impact Plus app and everything, but they ended up pretty much smashing the iPad, or whoever's iPad this was, to the ground. And Crazy Steve was in the back cutting promo on the whole cancel culture thing. It's actually a pretty good video, by the way. And now that Joey Ryan's tried to cancel him and that he doesn't fit in this box called cancel culture, and now he's a homicidal artist, and now he's going to get all these colors of paint next week to go against the cancel culture. So he's going to go in the locker room and find some people to create this macabre masterpiece, as he called it, before laughing going off. So Crazy Steve, of course, still crazy. Not a bad promo, though, I will say that. Even the video to it. Like I said, we've seen him do this stuff when he was in Decay. That was like almost 2-3 years ago at this point. Honestly, I haven't known what Crazy Steve has really been doing until then. I'm surprised no one else didn't pick him up. But hey, it's good to see him back in Impact, though, again. So Crazy Steve, very good promo. They then went to Rhino, who was making his entrance, but Rohit Raju attacked him from behind, which was a match right now. This was pretty good match, I will say that. I don't really understand why Raju keeps losing at one point all the time, but Rhino ended up with a gore. But there's a story to this of how Raju is taking his temper, that's getting to his head, that he's a hothead and whatnot. A lot of people think he should just go back to being, Hakeem Zayn and everything. He's not bad in the ring, I will say that. That Desi Hit Squad stuff probably killed him with the whole Gunder Singh and Gama Singh and then Shira, and none of that really went anywhere. So he could do something good on his own. I do believe that if they take the time with him and everything, but I'm not sure where they're going with Raju, especially, just losing, or is he going to snap? I don't know what's going to come from this, but we'll see what happens from it. I know they had the Impact Plus set flashback thing, which thank God they only kept this a minute or under a minute this time. Basically, it was EC3 being Kurt Angle for the TNA World Title, back in 2015, which I remember because it was days after Slammiversary. I don't know why they just didn't do the match at Slammiversary, but they did it on Impact, though. I always thought that was kind of strange, and they kind of, EC3 winking at the camera kind of gave it away, too, at the time, also. Michael Elgin was on the phone in the back, pretty much talking to someone like last week in the end of the show, saying, everything's going to be ready and everything, but Jimmy Jacobs pretty much questioned him of being a prime suspect, and he says, listen, I don't attack people from behind, especially off camera. I would have dragged the cameraman there, beat him up, and then you would have heard sirens, and he'd be on his way to the hospital. But obviously, Trey isn't injured enough that he is going to the hospital, so no, he's not a suspect in all of this. They went to who else they go to? They went to Susie and Kylie Ray, as Susie was pretty much a question about, being bad and everything. Should she be bad because good looks like it's done nothing for her but just get beat up by everybody? But Kylie Ray tried to convince her, not to go bad. Taya showed up and them pretty much talking, calling them both losers. What's all this loser talk going on is, and Sue said loser talk, let's talk about what happened last week then. You talk about loser talk and whatnot, which, Kylie Ray kind of laughed a little, but she didn't want to deal with them. Taya, that she should have a makeover or something. Then she went to go look for Johnny Bravo. Susie was going to follow along, but Kylie Ray said, no, she's evil. No, we're good. Stay good. Don't go bad. So, obviously, it's going to be into some dissension to Su Yung at some point, sooner or later, so we'll see what happens from there. Moose came out against Hernandez for the TNA World Title, or whatever TNA title he's holding right now. Dave Pinzer, I know he made Dave Finch. I thought it was funny. He says, listen, let the crowd start chanting. What is it? What were they trying to chant? You deserve it. You deserve it. Knows nobody's there. The match wasn't bad or anything, but, Moose ended up picking up Hernandez over his head, kind of going for like a back body. I know Hernandez dodged it, but he ended up landing on Moose's foot, which inadvertently kicked him in the nuts. Moose ended up to pretty much hold the referee back so he couldn't see it. And then he ended up spearing Hernandez for the win. But the next thing you know, something really strange happened. Trouble. EC3's music hit. I'm sitting there wondering, I'm like, EC3? I almost thought EC3 was actually going to show up tonight at one point. I'm like, can't be. But this was a tease, though, obviously, because we still don't know who's coming to Slammiversary. Now, it was some teases heavily tonight on EC3, showing that flashback match, and now showing his music on there tonight, playing it. I don't know where EC3 is going right now. I don't know if he's really going to come back. He could show up at Slammiversary for all I know. I'd be happy to see it, but I'm not really sure. But interesting that they play his music and everything. So I was like EC3's music. I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange. I didn't expect that to happen and whatnot. But very interesting how they're teasing this whole thing right now. The Rascals pretty much then went to Reno Scum, pretty much saying that we know you did it, you attacked Trey, but Reno Scum like, we ain't do this. Listen, man, we haven't been working with Ace in months now. He owes us money, so of course we didn't do it. Why don't you go ask followed by TJP since you beat them a couple times and whatnot. But because they had a match getting ready, they were about to leave. One thing I actually thought was funny throughout the show was when they went to Willie Mack and the Deaners, who were sitting almost like in a circle like the Rascals, but Cody Deaner saying he was happy than a pig and shit, and then we got the X Division champion, the Mac, we're hanging with him and whatnot, and they're gonna have all these jokes about these facts about Johnny Swinger and Chris Bay, which I thought was funny. Mac said that Johnny Swinger looks like a old convenience store hot dog in the back of a 7-Eleven, and that he's the only person that can make Simon Diamond look good. Which I always thought was funny. The Deaners pretty much talking about he looks like a guy trying to pick on women too hard at the time, and Willie Mack saying EC Dub, and that Chris Bay looks like a skinny Flavor Flav. That was actually really good, and he looks like a fusion between Lil Jon and Joe Camel, the cigar, the smoking camel or whatnot. That was pretty funny too. So good. So that was actually pretty funny in this segment, I will say that. Then they said they wanted to make Mac feel at home, so they hand him a beer, and then he's doing a Stone Cold Steve Austin impression like he did in Lucha Underground, talking about, well, Dave, I got my, can right here, I got the beer, we're going to have a can of whoop ass on Johnny Swinger and them next week. And that is all I got to say. What? I was about to say, if he said, and that's the bottom line, I was about to keep laughing if he said, and that's the bottom line, but he puts a good Austin impression on, though. Go look what he did in Lucha Underground, you'll see what I'm talking about. Reno Scum went against Triple XL, AC Romero, and Larry D. Not much I could say from this match other than Reno Scum getting the win with the finish. It's good to see Reno Scum back. Of course, they've been gone also during this whole pandemic, but obviously they're back now. So good to see Reno Scum back into the fold of things. Let's hopefully something goes good for them. Chris Bay and Johnny Swinger in the back. Pretty much thought he was going to get a third partner. Johnny Swinger went to call up this guy. Pretty much said he didn't think he's done. Maybe he's finished working for Junior. Vince McMahon. I believe people were saying that's the joke what it was supposed to be. I think that's true. But then, this guy said he couldn't compete. Like, we mean he can't compete for 90 days. So they're paying you to sit at home for 90. So whoever he was getting was probably recently released, and they can't pay him because he got to do the non-compete clause. He said it's a wizard and whatnot. And they say, hey, man, I know this old outlaw we can get for cheap. So we'll see who their partner is next week. But then we got a video package about Deonna Purrazzo then. This was great, honestly. Talking about how she got into wrestling at the age of 18, especially she was going to college, and she saw these independent shows, and when she saw these independent shows, that she looked up wrestling school and whatnot, and they showed some pictures. I think one of them was against Tony Storm and some others. But she talked about how she was on Impact many years ago, back in 2014, part of the Knockouts Knockdown thing. I actually do remember those one night only shows. And she went against Brooke Tessmacher. She said that was her 8th ever wrestling match and whatnot. And she was in many other wrestling companies too, and that she fell short of. But then she started to wrestle all over the world. Then she says from Japan to Mexico to Canada to Puerto Rico to England and everything. She's adapted all these styles though and put them into one, as she said, learning from all these cultures and whatnot from their different wrestling styles, and that she's not the same shy girl that she once was. The first time she's with this company and whatnot, she wants to prove that she's the best damn technical women's wrestler in the world right now. And, talk about her attacking Jordan Grace, that the formula, Jordan Grace has found the formula to success. So, obviously, she'd be the one to attack right now. That she may be the Haas est around here, but now you were playing her game, and that the Virtuoso will become the Knockouts champion. That was a great promo, because I know they went to Jordan Grace after, pretty much say, if Deonna won a title shot, you should have just came to me. But Deonna ended up pretty much putting her in the arm bar, and after that, that was a great promo from her. I'm almost surprised. I don't know how WWE messed that one up. Okay, like she was in NXT for over a year or two, and they did nothing with her. And listen, I've seen Deonna Purrazzo hop in and out of companies throughout the years. I've seen her show up on Impact several times in the past, and WWE and Ring of Honor and whatnot. But finally, they're going somewhere with Deonna Purrazzo. I'm surprised WWE didn't think of this, because that was good, real good, what they did with her. Because the last time we saw Deonna Purrazzo even wrestle in NXT, I think it was trying to get that ladder match for that takeover thing, but she was barely there. I forgot she was part of the roster at one point. But this was great. That was a great video package about Deonna Purrazzo to make, even just make you care. Why should you care? And where she's from and why she's doing this. So the Virtuoso thing is making a little bit more sense to me nowadays. I didn't understand it with a minute first, but the Virtuoso is very good, especially adapting all those styles and putting into one. Basically, you're adapting and everything. So I do like where they're going with Deonna Purrazzo, though. I'm sure the title will be on the line at Slammiversary, but we get into the main event, though, with Ace Austin and Eddie Edwards in a street fight. Listen, I've seen these two be in street fights before, so it's nothing much I can say. One brutal spot I will say from this entire match, though, was when Eddie Edwards, I guess he had like on the back of the table. We didn't like it, put Ace Austin through the table. It was like the back of the table on the leg part and neck breakered him onto the edge of it, which looked really brutal. He was gonna go for the Boston knee party, but then out of nowhere, they had Madman Fulton show up, surprisingly. Fulton showed up and he chokeslammed Eddie Edwards several times. Ace gave him the fold then after that, winning the match. And then they kind of implied that he was Trey's attacker, but we don't know yet if that's true. Listen, Fulton, he hasn't really been going nowhere in a while now, especially even in OVE, which he just left. And now he's aligned himself with Ace Austin for some reason. I don't know what's going on with that. Is he as heavy? There's a lot of questions into this. What's he doing to help Ace Austin since he's left OVE now and now gone to someone else and whatnot? So I don't know what they're doing with him, because I thought OVE was working, but they just took too many L's, especially with Callahan gone, and they just took L after L after L. I don't know where Fulton's going with this, so we'll see what happens. But before the show actually ended, though, they did go back to the teaser video again of that person sitting down, watching the TV, talk about Slammiversary, and that this person is a former world champion, folks, so that is a clue. And they show several clips from Kurt Angle to Sting, to EC3, to James Storm, to Austin Aries, to Chris Sabin, and others. And of course, they went to different other people. They showed, I guess, the Bulgarian flag being Rusev, Gallows and Anderson, Leo Rush, EC3, several other wrestlers too, Mike Bennett and whatnot, and Maria, who will be coming. I see they add out this Rockstar Spud one, but who is coming? No, that's a really good question. The Impact is really, like I said, there's a lot of questions in that, and they're actually doing good with this. I don't think a lot of people know, and they're like kind of changing around, want to make you believe it is this person, but it's not this person at the same time. So who could it be coming back? I'm not really sure, but they are putting out the clues out there, and I'm still trying to figure it out myself, okay? But it's me, HWD, come into news reviews, what I do, stay intact. We're done with this review of Impact. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Hooded9890. Like this video. And one more little thing before I go, though. Listen, I said I was going to review New Japan. I didn't do that today. I will review tomorrow, though. I might as well just wait till both of day 1, day 2 of the tournament comes out, and I'll just go off a recap off of there and Together Project. At least package this all into one before I start talking about New Japan, because there's a lot to say about this. Like, I'm sure a lot of people say there's no English commentary. It doesn't really come on until later, like a day after with Kevin Kelly and whatnot to edit it out. But hey, man, I think people just glad to see New Japan, that they'll just take watching if they don't understand. We'll just want to see a great match, okay? So, it's been a good tournament to what I've seen for day 1, but like I said, I'll get into more tomorrow when I speak in part 2 also about the tournament itself. So, other than that, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and do whatever, whatnot when it comes to this video, alright? So, like I said, I'm rambling here. I'm out. See you guys later. Peace out.